Hi, in the last video, I shared with you the story of William Broyles, who was an American soldier and had a very deep experience of human connection with an enemy soldier while in Vietnam. Today, I want to tell you how that story ended, and I want to explore the deeper issue of shared common humanity through an experience, a very similar experience that an American astronaut had decades later. Broyles and his team were tasked with destroying an enemy tunnel. Broyles went into the tunnel, laid explosives, and did something really extraordinary. He risked his life to tell the soldier that he was in danger and to tell the soldier to leave. So eventually they blew up the tunnel, and Broyles and his team never knew if there had been an enemy soldier inside. He never knew if he had saved someone's life or in fact had killed them. But what stayed with him was really how extraordinary it was for him to have disobeyed really all the training and everything he was representing as a soldier to save an enemy. And let's have a look at exactly what he says, why it happened.
You're not supposed to do that. I mean, this was my enemy, and I should have just tried to kill him. But there was something about meeting a person like that in a tunnel, not seeing them. It was just impossible to have that kind of abstraction, because we were alone, and we were separated from our other soldiers and our armies and our countries and all those things that had sent us there. It was like two people in this whole.
So what Broyles really experienced, to my mind, is a recognition of the humanity that he shared with the enemy soldier. And this same experience of shared humanity is something that many, many astronauts experience in space while they're looking down at Earth. And that's called the overview effect. And let's watch Christina Koch, an American astronaut, explain exactly what that experience is like.
It is absolutely gorgeous. Overview effect is when you're looking through that cupola. It's like the bay window looking down on the Earth, and you see just that, the Earth as it exists with the whole universe in the background. You see the thin blue line of the atmosphere, and then when you're on the dark side of the Earth, you actually see this very thin green line that shows you where the atmosphere is. And what you realize is every single person you know is sustained and inside of that green line, and everything else outside of it is completely inhospitable. You don't see borders, you don't see religious lines, you don't see political boundaries. All you see is Earth, and you see that we're way more alike than we are different.
So both Broyles and Koch have a really profound experience of shared common humanity. And what seems to invoke that is a recognition of shared vulnerability, of shared dangers. So for Koch, it's the recognition that there's only this thin layer of atmosphere that protects us all from the hostility of outer space. So this sense that we're all together vulnerable on this fragile planet. And that leads her to want to say, we have much more in common than we have that divides us. For Broyles, going into that tunnel, it was the danger of war that he shared with the enemy soldier, recognizing in a sense that they're both vulnerable that way to these powers that are much bigger than both of them as individuals. So what comes out of this recognition of shared vulnerability is this compassion that arises spontaneously for Broyles that makes him want to warn the enemy soldier. What comes out of it for Koch is the same kind of compassion that you find that many astronauts have. Many people who have been to space, when they get back on Earth, want to share with people what they see as the true reality, which is that we're all vulnerable, we're all in the same boat, and what we share in common this way is much more important than what divides us. To me, this is a really fascinating example of how a recognition of shared vulnerability spontaneously gives rise to a recognition of shared humanity, and out of that comes compassion. That's my interpretation, but I'd love to hear your interpretation. Do you think these two events, this person in a tunnel, this other person hundreds of kilometers above the Earth, do you think these two experiences that they had are similar? And what do you think connects them? If you have any ideas, any suggestions, I'd love for you to put them into the comments. I'd love to hear from you about it. So thank you for watching.